Actually, this is my opinion, but I attended the meeting on Sunday, and I saw a totally different point of view of or image of the Newtown Corporation. I saw about 40 to 50 people there that were very excited and interested in what was going on and what could be the possibilities. This is our fourth meeting that we've spent talking about this, and we keep hinting about either separating or dissolving the Newtown Corporation. And I think the last time we were going to reach out to the township and find out what they have done. And you're here. Have we decided, or have we gotten input on what you guys are looking to do with the Newtown Corporation?
Okay. Well, we'll ask you to come up in a few minutes if you wish to speak on it.
Okay. And then I guess when we talk about focus, I kind of liked what was presented on Sunday, expanding off of just State Street and Sycamore Street. I don't think we're going to abandon State Street or Sycamore Street, but I think that what the vision is that they have is a good one. And if it means us breaking away because it does or no longer focuses on the borough, then let's do that. But let's end this, okay? Because it's meeting after meeting after meeting. We just spent 45 minutes talking about what you knew and didn't know. We got to just put this behind us. And if the Newtown Corporation is not what we want to belong to, then let's break away and leave it at that and let them go on and do what they want to do. I mean, if it takes a motion to do that, then I'd like to make a motion that we do that we do decide tonight that we no longer want to fund Newtown Corporation, and we want them to go on and wish them the best of luck. I don't know how that impacts the township and what their plans are. I know, Julie, we're going to meet or talk to the township, but that's what I'd like to do, is make a motion that we do that.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second? Perhaps that motion, which does not have a second, could wait until after a further discussion. Sure. And I certainly appreciate your concern in bringing that idea forward.
Okay.
Okay. But let's hear if anyone else from council has anything else to ask or of our presenters.
Well, at the risk of extending the already 45-minute discussion, I'm afraid, and I was one of five who could have seconded John's motion and didn't, that it's not really enough, and to just say we're not going to support the Newtown Corporation anymore. I went to both meetings, the January 28th meeting and the Sunday meeting. I think I'm the only one here who did, and I'm not going to say I'm not going to say I was unimpressed by your presentation or what you're going to do. And I also want to say, we didn't ask for this problem to fall in our laps. So the change happens in December of 2009. But we're presented with it.
I hear that.
And we're stewards of the borough's money.
Understand.
And we're stewards of the borough's assets. And as you and Mike agreed, there's some $120,000 worth of money, most of which, or much of which, has either been contributed directly by the borough or earned by virtue of borough-sponsored activities such as the Brewfest. Then there's the Brewfest. If the Brewfest is a profitable venture, if that were a privately run event, it would actually have an economic value. It could be sold for probably some multiplier of its gross or some multiplier of its net. And those are the money and the Brewfest are assets. And if we just say we're not going to support the Newtown Corporation anymore and go your merry way, we're not being good stewards of the borough's assets. And what I need to know, and I think what we all should need to know, and which I didn't really hear on January 28th, on Sunday, I'm not going to say the date because I don't want to get the month wrong again, or even tonight, is what are you going to do for the borough? What are you doing for the borough? What are you going to do for the borough? And more specifically, what are you going to do for State Street, which is what the organization was formed for in the first place? And I haven't heard that yet.
Perry, like I said, again, there was no functioning retailers association. Recently, we made steps and inroads with some of the retailers to try to unify State Street. That was not being done. For whatever reason, there was nothing there. I asked about helping with the completion of Phase 2 and Phase 3 of State Street to finish those phases, and basically kind of was told to narrow the scope a little bit. Don't get so broad. Plus, we would love to help and be involved in that challenge. I asked about brackets, which I thought you had at the Borough Township building to put up on the lights to do various things, but the HARB shot me down for, they didn't think it was an appropriate for the town, and maybe it was too much clutter, which I'm on the Township HARB, I totally understand it. But again, we've only been here doing this for a couple months, 3 months. And in the first month, it was basically, what do we have here? What's been going on? And, it took a little bit for me to understand what was going on. It took a little bit to get the committees back on their feet, which were totally not running outside of, like I said, the promotions committee, and which Dave did a great job with, and the subset of that, the Brewfest. But I mean, there's so much we can do for you guys on State Street. You are the core with Sycamore of what we're about. You're the ones that started this. We're not going to abandon you, and if anything, we're going to make it bigger and better than it's ever been. And I really think that, this rush to judgment because of a different direction taken with an executive director's position, that's the board's duty and obligation to you. We're that steward. And to me, that was our decision. It was a simple decision. Like I said, I don't, I know people like the art history or AHA thing, but that was even fizzled. That was gone. State Representative Santasario wanted to have something, and when he was told, no, we don't do that. So again, I became chairman of this to take it into a different direction. We want to very much be part of State Street. We feel it's the best street probably going, that we have going. Sycamore Street has a ways to go yet. But Sycamore Street is behind the Newtown Corporation and has really stepped up and is willing to really participate any way they can. Because we are the catalyst for all these groups, we feel there's advertising from anyone from the Presbyterian Church to Becky's Deli that can take advantage of the website and do different things where maybe they couldn't do before or didn't have it in their budget. I understand that Mike has questions with, show me how many checks you wrote and to who they went to. That's there. It's all transparent. If anything, we cleaned up where it was. Thank God the previous director was an honest person, or you would have had a hockey club scenario where she's somewhere in Tahiti. I don't know how much 125 will go, but all I'm saying is all those accounts were in her sole signature. Like, who's watching the hen house here, the wolf? So immediately we had challenges in front of us to try to, rectify. But in the interim, what did they do? That was the press we got. And it's ironic, too, because we've been asked about, hey, how come you don't have that executive director's package out and advertising it? Who is going to apply for that job? Tell me. You're going to dissolve it? You're going to do all these things to, get rid of it, the negative press? Oh, the door will be beaten in. You got to be kidding. I think we'll be lucky to get an application. But again, purpose of tonight was to get some clarification out there. We had not really had an opportunity to speak. And we'll be up the township building tomorrow night with the same thing. But that's it. I'm with John Burke. Enough of this non-productive nonsense. Let's move forward, do it or don't do it, and be done with it. And let us go. Something can be worked out. We're all neighbors and friends here. I know every one of you. And there's no reason that something can't be worked out. Either way it goes. But let's do it. That was my complaint on the Newtown Corp when I got involved. Never did anything. We argued about bylaws, independence. People resigned. No liaison to the borough. No wonder you don't know what's going on. So, State Street's very much part of our plans, and no matter what goes forward. And that's all I can tell you, Per. Okay?
Bob?
Well, I still have the open question from our last meeting, and Julie, I think you were going to reach out to Township. I don't know what their perspective is on this. I mean, they are far and away a larger contributor to the efforts of the Newtown Corporation. Before I would agree to any type of a motion, whether it's a vote on it or to second it, I still don't know what the answer to that is, and I don't know if you haven't had a chance to do that, but I know Rob Servo's here tonight, and we've already spent 45 minutes talking about this, and if John wants to bring up a vote, I'd like to hear from the Township to see where they stand on this, and I'm prepared to vote on it tonight if we have to.
Troy, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No.